All right, welcome to the show. For those watching on the talk, if you go to the link in the description, and then you can come watch everything that's happening with the show and not just what you can see of me, plus hear the phone calls and everything else. But welcome. Welcome back, Patty. Holy cow. Patty.
Yeah.
Fucking derelict.
No, you're fired, right? But you brought alcohol, so it's a wonder you brought alcohol. So we're gonna.
I blame it on being in Dallas.
Candy corn IPA you got there?
No, it's an ale.
Candy corn scream ale is what
we're gonna blame.
It's not really a mystery drink tonight.
We're gonna blame this stupidity on being in Dallas. I caught the cowboy curse. So
the cowboy curse is that what we're blaming it on?
Yep.
Good Lord.
Good to be back.
Good Lord.
That's right. Davis is over here analyzing the mic prop stand as like a gorilla.
I don't think he's fully awake yet. I still think he's. I feel like he thinks he's like lucid dreaming right now, and he's still starfishing it up.
We pounded on the wall to get him awake.
Yeah.
We need to give him some wake up juice.
Some wake up juice.
Wake up juice.
Kinky.
I'm gonna turn you up, Leland. But as soon as you start screaming into that damn thing, we're gonna capture that and we're gonna put it behind some metal band, some speed metal.
I was just like very nicely sleeping, naked, like a starfish.
Yeah, we don't need to.
Yeah, we don't need to.
We don't need all that.
No.
And then somebody goes and wakes me up, and then I come in here all to find out the show got chingalayed by somebody, and he's only been here for a couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes.
It literally took him. He went 0 to 60 on the fuck-up-o-meter and broke it.
He found the brake shit button, and he pushed that incessantly.
Dude broke it.
I asked multiple times. Did this?
I didn't change anything.
Did you change anything?
And then,
I just hit the dashboard.
And then he
button.
said no.
Like 1,000 times.
But then he changed something.
It's not my fault. The computer automatically did it. like I said, it's the copious amount of hentai porn that I put back on.
It wasn't that I was blaming you. Well,
it's just your fault.
Half of it was blaming you. The other half
We're not
was
blaming you.
you.
It's just your fault.
If something had changed and you kept saying no, and then you said, "Well, wait,
I did do this.
When I did open it, I did do this." And it
So
did
I
say,
technically
like,
did change it.
files or
I opened
something.
it and I clicked the dashboard button and I apologize.
Oh, and then
That's fine. That's fine. That
See,
was
this is
okay.
the crew for you.
This is what I
the
just
crew
needed
work.
to know.
This is the producer right here, who came back
I just asked.
after being gone for a month, 2 months. Well, a month, about a month.
Well, you have to
For
think.
that man over there, walks in 5 minutes before showtime, sets everything up and gets it rolling. He comes in almost 30 minutes prior to showtime, and as the title, if you go to our YouTube channel, For Kick-Ass TV, fucked it up in less than 5 minutes.
And the player to be named later, what should we call it? The acting producer, the field promoted producer. You had no experience running this thing versus our actual producer has plenty of experience causing it to not work.
But we still love you, Patty.
We
Yeah.
love you, Patty.
We still love you.
I mean, if things worked.
Wait till your managers hear of this.
Yeah. This is going to be part of your...
I mean, I haven't screwed anything up at work yet. So.
This is
I goofed one thing up, but it was the computer's fault, not mine.
This is going to be
I'll
part
like
of...
my second day.
We're going to make sure this is part of your monthly evaluation.
Yeah, no. So
We're going to add this. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to call your district evaluation. Yeah.
Yeah, no. My second.
Oh, sure. You can open the bar on time. You
Yeah.
can make sure that the alcohol.
No, I don't have to open it. They open that. I just
you have
make
the
sure
least
they do
amount
it.
of spillage for your shift. No one's. All the employees are happy. Mm-hmm. Everything's happy. But God damn it, you can't produce a show that basically you started.
Yeah, no. My second shift back closing. I somehow managed to put the wrong labor numbers in, so it said that we did like almost $900
That's
in
like the most important
back of house labor. So our labor percentage for the day was supposed to be like 15%, and when I put the numbers in, it was at like 23%. So they had to fix that, but.
So that was right out the gate.
So
Well, they'll still say it was a computer error because they're like, "Where did you get these numbers?"
You
and
almost got people laid off.
I went onto the computer and I was just
Pretty
like,
much.
I was like,
You
"This is
almost
where
got
I
people
pulled
laid
the."
off.
I was like, "This is where I got the numbers from." Or they're like, "Okay, this is the exact spot where you're supposed to get the numbers, but which row of numbers?" I'm like, "This row right here," and they're like, "Okay, that's definitely the correct one." And I was just
So
like,
we're sensing a pattern here.
"What's that?"
Just when you involve yourself with anything.
But I mean,
About the only thing you got right is your fiance from this standpoint so far.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I got one good thing going for me.
One good
so
thing.
What a jab.
I think Davis is asleep again.
This is
It's every Monday night, Mike. It's every Monday night we do this.
And this particular Monday night, I was sleepy.
I know you were sleepy, but
Just like every other Monday
it's
night.
like every Monday night.
You're
That's
like
what happens when your diet consists of meat log, pork rinds, kolaches on Mondays, and whatever he decides else to eat that day.
Tires.
He has taken over the top shelf in the fridge, and I'm scared to even grab anything up there.
Oh, no, that's usually pretty good, actually. Usually it's just rice. A lot of rice.
Copious amounts of rice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I was sleeping. Woke up. Still, like, trying to get brain function back.
Didn't get the mystery drink. Now, Patty had to bring the mystery drink, which
It
is
worked out. Not a mystery, but
candy corn scream ale.
I grabbed the cups.
I mean,
And didn't grab enough. You only grabbed 4.
it could have been worse. I could have been like, "Oh yeah, here's some IPAs."
Oh, he can drink out of the can, whatever.
Oh, there you go.
Do we have unopened cans?
Yeah, there's
We
an
do.
extra
There's-
can in the.
Just curious.
Yeah, no, I these are the last 2. I saved one to bring to share with you
No,
guys.
he'll come in and rip through my fridge, but he only brings 2 for 5 of us.
I kind of assumed y'all weren't gonna like it.
That sounds like a deal at a fast food restaurant. 2 for $5.
Well, you weren't. To be honest, you weren't.
I mean, if I
prepared
didn't
for
bring
the-
it, we wouldn't be
we oughta
drinking
send Mike
anything.
to go get some mystery. You know what we should? We had a segment tonight. We're going to talk about the coronavirus and some statistics that I dug up
Here,
about that.
Don't you mean the Wu flu?
here, there's $5. Go get a mystery drink.
No, you go. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going.
I'm not going out in public.
Oh, now you're worried about
Now
how
we-
you look.
It's
You're
your
going to pick
segment.
this exact moment to give a shit about how you look. Oh, God.
No, it's not how I look. It's how I feel.
Ah,
In the public. Sounds terrible, right?
you don't want the police called?
Yeah. For their own personal safety, I'm not going to the gas station. It's much easier to sit here. So what? Wait, we're gonna be talking about the Wu flu.
Yes.
Apparently,
The Wu flu.
every virus is the coronavirus. It's just this weird mutation, so it's actually mislabeled because every cold and flu virus is apparently the coronavirus.
I just want to know like how bad Corona is actually doing now, since there are all those idiots out there. That
You know
thought the
what?
beer
If I
was
were
related
Corona,
to
I would be marketing the shit out of it.
Bad
How
corona,
could you
good
possibly
corona.
do that?
Well, no, they had a bunch of people get all pissed off at them.
Okay, here's my commercial.
No. I want to hear this, Pat. Shut up. I want to hear.
Here's my
Okay.
commercial. You have like a FaceTime,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You got a guy's like, hey man, I just want to let you know that I've been stricken with the corona, and then he just or coronavirus, and he just puts a corona to his lips, and then it cuts away.
What if, like, instead of that, right? We get a little bit. Here's my pitch. Okay, here's my pitch. It's people violently vomiting bottles of Corona out in the street.
Oh, like
Oh,
bar
God,
closing, bar closing. Yeah.
Like, no, not like Corona, like in liquid form. I mean, in bottle form.
Yeah.
Ebola.
Or I would have an animated form of the virus and say, sorry, I've already got my corona quota, and it's pointing towards the bottle of the corona extras. It's, sorry, find someone else.
So here, just to put things into perspective about the media and how the media is blowing this out of proportion, and how we're just I mean, it's no wonder the Russians can affect our whole voting process by using memes on Facebook. They didn't go hack into voting booths. They didn't affect anything. They didn't send any money anywhere. They didn't put a hit out on anybody. All they did is post memes to Facebook on fake accounts. And it supposedly was meddling in our election. And this is why. Right now, there's 70,000 cases of the corona sickness worldwide. How many people are in China?
100 million, probably.
A lot.
No, more than that.
Oh, a billion. They're like
Wumbo.
1/8 of the population.
Yeah. So
There's 300
0.0000004% of the people in China are affected. 10 people have died in the United States of America. Right?
In the last 2 months.
Yeah. Last year,
Out of 300 million.
40,000 people died from pneumonia.
I mean, pneumonia is a
50
symptom of
from the first of this year. 14,000 people. And over 250,000 more. But 14,000 died from the flu.
But there's a vaccine for that.
And 250,000. I know there's a vaccine, and
there's not a vaccine for the coronavirus.
But it's not doing anything.
I mean, if there was a vaccine for the coronavirus,
but here's what they're not reporting.
Take it anyway. So
but here's what they're not reporting. I mean,
go wash your hands.
The impression is that you get the coronavirus, virus, it's a death sentence. It's not. The people that came back that had the coronavirus got better.
Except for the ones that died.
And the ones and just like the flu and pneumonia,
or those that have
the ones that died were not healthy marathon runners or guys like you and I that have a healthy immune system.
Hey, Leland, when was the last marathon you ran?
They were also
the point I'm trying to make. Hey,
when was the last time you
The
were
Star Wars marathon?
they were it was the elderly and sickly. So I don't see any of us in here dying from the coronavirus, even if we get it.
Patrick.
Also, it helps because we're
Not this guy.
We're kind of white. Because
It doesn't matter. All 10 people were white that died. Well, no, one Asian and nine white.
Yeah, versus,
I mean, if you want to put race into it.
Oh no!
versus
website.
pneumonia, that ESPN reporter who was fit, he probably could have.
Oh, and he died from corona?
No, pneumonia.
Pneumonia is a symptom.
Right, but you brought up pneumonia earlier. You're more
No,
likely
it presents like a bad cold.
Yeah.
So
that
people
fills
who
your
are
lungs
sickly,
full of-
well, pneumonia can kill anybody if you don't take care of it.
Yeah, look what it did to Jim Henson.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you try to tough it out
soul.
and wait wait too long to go into the hospital when it gets a hold of you, and you go south, then you could probably die. And a lot of people do. 40,000 people, 50,000 people die each year in the United States
I think
from
pneumonia is
pneumonia.
an actual symptom of the uWu flu.
Yeah, the uWu flu, and then you get pneumonia.
Well, they say it presents like a bad cold.
What,
With
pneumonia?
the uWu flu, coronavirus. So it's
And
upper
then all of a sudden
respiratory.
you're like, I can't breathe and I die.
And because you're elderly,
Pretty
you're
quickly.
elderly, or you have some other pre-existing medical condition that affects your body's immune system, like kind of how the people die from pneumonia and the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I get the coronavirus, I'm probably going to get over it like I get over the flu.
Yeah.
It's not worse, is what I'm saying.
I'm
the
down
flu
to,
is worse.
I'm down for us to test that.
Look at the
Let's-
numbers.
Let's
Just
send
look
you to
at the
China.
numbers. I'll go to China. I'll go to China and kiss somebody on the lips, and I bet you I won't die from the coronavirus.
Yeah.
But just make sure you ask for their consent first before you do that.
Yeah, obviously get their consent.
Yeah.
Because then I'll live and then be put in jail for the rest of my life.
them cough on your face.
The point I'm trying to make is that the coronavirus is being blown out of proportion to the point where it's affecting our stock market. And if you're in a position, buy all the stock you can right now.
That's the worst advice ever.
Because this is we're going to forget about this in 2 weeks, and the stock market is going to rebound. It always does.
Yeah, the reason why it's affecting the stock
It
market
always does.
is that they're temporarily shutting down the supply chains, and they actually interviewed the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, and he says that we took care of the problem, and now we're opening up our factories again in China.
Yeah. Buy low, sell high.
I just want to see you go to China or Japan.
Well, I'm going to Mexico in 2 weeks. I'll let you know if I get the coronavirus. I think I'm going to get about 10 or 15
And
cases.
then I want
of
you
the
to go and
coronavirus.
say, "Cough on me, senpai."
Somebody just became.
And then there's just going to
Somebody
be a
just
whole
became a
bunch of
flight
men
risk.
like coughing on you, like a bukkake style coughing, boo coughing, and then
And
you're
I-
going to come back.
And I bet you I wouldn't die.
No, you're gonna come back with all this pneumonia.
But I'll be sick.
And then we'll assume all like the loogies and stuff that you're hawking up aren't from dudes. You're gonna have dude-monia.
But you got a point.
Tell you what, I'm gonna come back.
Davis's conscience.
But you got a point there about the stock
7
market.
years
It
old.
was up.
He's still loading to actually get to 28.
Yeah.
Exactly how much it was up to. It was like up almost 1,300 points.
Or I could hawk a bunch of stuff into a bowl and tell you guys I'm feeding you snails one day here for
That's
oysters.
That's gross.
If you're not cooking barbecue, I ain't eating it.
Yeah, barbecue I can handle. Huh?
Yeah.
We
We
just
just lost a third of our viewers.
Good job.
all three of them.
Yep. Dow Industrial's up 1,293.96 points.
Nice.
Buy low, sell high. And remember, buy dodgy.
Buy what?
That's the best $20 I've made. $13 off it. Actually, I've
Wait,
Dodgy.
whatever you told me to buy on this app
Doge.
that I got,
Oh,
Doge or
Dogecoin.
Dogie or whatever the
Doge.
fuck it was.
Fucker Jiff over here, Mimi, Dodgy. What the shit, man?
I'm trying to talk millennial.
No, fuck that, dude. You're talking boomer over
It's
here.
talking anarchist is what you're talking.
Who farted?
What the fuck do you think farted over
Oh,
here?
Jesus.
I didn't do it,
Keep
but I can tell you.
vaping because
Well, no,
eats through the fart.
Well, no, vaping won't cover that because I went. Hannah and I were downtown
Yeah,
the
we
other day
saw- we
doing
saw the
some
Snapchat.
some day drink. Yeah, Mike didn't see it, so we were doing some day
Yeah,
drinking.
I'm in the group.
Did you see where I let out like this really like spicy fart, and I didn't think it was going to be as bad, and then it started to smell really bad, and there were other people around, so I'm just like, now it's dead. But yeah, vaping will not cover spicy fart smell.
So everybody else is
I don't
using
know
the
why
little
you
things, and
thought.
you're still using this gargantuan.
Brick.
So can you still buy flavored tobacco for that?
What do you mean, like
Flavored vape powder.
like juice?
Yeah, flavored
Oh man, you
juice.
got like a leather handle on this thing. This is
Yeah, dude, it's water. Well, it was waterproof, but then I
pretty sweet.
broke one of the things off of it, so.
How often do you have to change the coil?
Depends on how often you use it. I put
So
one
he
in,
changes it about twice a day.
I changed it. I
Somebody
think
over here with the big brain answers.
like a week ago. So now it's dead.
All right, now that we got that all of our system, coronavirus is a big scare. Don't fall for it.
Drink Modelo.
Bernie Sanders is the front runner in the Democratic primary so far, even though MSNBC, CNN, CBS News, ABC News, and everybody pretty much but Fox is pushing Joe Biden. So I defer to the biggest brain in the room and our political analyst, hardcore right-wing propagandist sympathizer,
And your Sky Marshal.
and our Sky Marshal, Leland Friedman. What's going on with the DNC? Why do they hate Bernie Sanders so much?
Because he's not establishment. He does his own thing, and they're basically trying to steal the nomination from him for the second time in 2 election cycles. The fact is that he should have won it in 2016, and right now he's in the lead, and it's freaking the living shit out of the establishment Democrats. And they've been trying to put all these other candidates as options. First, they tried sleepy, creepy child molester Joe Biden. And then they realized, oh, this is not going to work. So, then they tried Mayor Pete Buttigieg, and he may or may not have won one fucked up caucus in Iowa. Which it shows you how fucked up it is that he hasn't won another one since he dropped out yesterday. Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren got 5 delegates. Then they said, "Oh, let's
So let me ask you this.
let's
Well,
put
I
Mike
thought
Bloomberg in.
Pocahontas
He has
was,
80 billion."
Hold on, let me get a question in.
Okay.
I didn't know. Was Pocahontas? What was it? Comanche?
She has less Indian blood in us than any of us in this room.
Pocahontas?
Pocahontas?
Your dog has more Indian blood in her than Elizabeth Warren.
I don't think that's entirely true. I mean, Radar's a dog.
Probably still has more Indian blood in her.
And she's a German Shepherd. So
And she probably
doubt
has more, and she probably has more Indian blood in her than Pocahontas. So then they said, okay, let's put
Who's Pocahontas again? I'm sorry.
Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I am going to drink a beer.
What the hell was that?
That was her announcement for presidency. I am going to drink a beer.
So let me ask you this:
Periscope video.
Can any of them beat Trump?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
So I'll get to that in a minute. So that we're at 20 seconds.
Okay.
Then they tried, what was it? Mike Bloomberg, because he had $80 billion. They said, oh, he's going to be the front runner. Mini Mike's got 0 delegates. So now they're circling the wagons around Joe Biden again, because he apparently can win some states in the South. So the question is, can any of them beat Trump? The answer is no, because the Bernie crowd is not going to vote for an establishment Democrat.
Yeah.
And the people that are going to vote for one of the establishment candidates are not going to vote for a socialist.
Okay.
So basically, they've split their voter base in two, versus pretty much all the Republicans, other than a few of the whacked out never Trumpers.
So how would you?
Are going to vote for Trump.
Well, what I was going to ask you is I saw a page, an article today that said that there are more registered independents than there are registered Republicans.
That's correct.
So what's to say that Trump loses because like 30% of the people that voted for him are dissatisfied and they vote for either don't vote or they vote for a third-party candidate, and the Democrats went on top. How would you feel about that?
Well, every year they say that the third-party candidates that's going to be their year, and not since '96 have they gotten more than 3%. That's the first thing.
I think they got 5% in the last election. Mm-hmm. Garrett Johnson got 5% of the votes.
Yep, almost 6.
That many. Kind of surprised.
Well, I mean, you gotta pay attention.
But
In my opinion, he was the best candidate by far.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I voted for him, so.
that being said, what is considered independent candidates are people, like, for example, in Texas, you don't actually go out and register to be affiliated with a party independently of voting in the primary. It's you vote in the party primaries. That's what declares you for 2 years of what party you're in. That being said, a lot of people just don't vote in the primary elections.
Or I go vote, but I go to the Democrat and then I go to the Republican to vote for the candidates that I want, and I don't go straight party ticket.
Yeah, I don't go straight party.
Well, I'm talking about the primaries, not the general. General election, that doesn't declare you which party you're voting for.
You know who I'm voting for this year? Just so I can watch the news.
Vermin Supreme.
Vernon Supreme.
You talked about it last show. Because you want to have a free was it free pony?
That's my man.
Free pony, mandatory toothbrushing.
Mandatory toothbrushing.
Those aren't his actual policies, though. Is everybody looking at arms list that I'm looking at right now? All right.
No, we're actually doing a show.
But yeah, Bernie's going to win. California and Texas, probably most of the states tomorrow on Super Tuesday. He's got the majority of the delegates, and the party's still going to steal the nomination from him because half of the delegates are super delegates, which are party officials, which are not bound by what states vote in their primaries and caucus. So they're going to steal it again from him.
So did we lose Mad Mike?
He's probably back. He's probably already asleep at this point.
He probably realized that he shit his pants when he was sneaking out farts earlier, and he went to go wipe.
So we'll just say all the bird teams in the XFL for him.
Speaking of which, how did we do last week?
It's pretty shitty.
I didn't even get to get my
The
picks,
Tampa Bay Vipers kicked the living shit out of the DC Defenders. DC Defenders were goose-egged.
Yeah, it was
I'm
like
sorry,
22 to
did
nothing.
you say who you think is going to get the Democratic nomination?
They're circling the establishment.
I think Biden's going to steal it.
I think he is
You
too.
think so? Biden?
Yeah, the super delegates are going to make sure he gets the nomination, and then Trump's going to freaking landslide his ass.
So they're just going to forget
Thanks,
about
Obama.
So it's going to be like the 1968 convention again all over. It's going to be a shit show. And then Trump's going to roll in like Nixon in 68 with his convention. Say unity, law and order, and all that.
And since they've already impeached him once and it didn't work.
And they're probably going to impeach him again whenever he gets around to pardoning Roger Stone.
You think he's gonna pardon him?
You still,
If he stops listening to Jared Kushner, I hope he does. I really hope, Mr. President, if you're watching, please pardon Roger Stone. We'll have him on here. Is that right, Mike?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mike, we'll have him on here.
Hell yeah, we'll have him on here if he'll come on. I don't know if he'll come on, but yeah, if he comes on, we'll have him on.
He'll come on.
Because I want to talk to him about like deep state stuff.
Oh, and all the human trafficking stuff. That's why they popped. That's why they did this kangaroo court on him in the first place.
It's because of human trafficking?
Human trafficking. He was the one that outed all the information about Nexium, the Weinsteins, Epstein, and to answer your question about Trump's connections with Epstein, if Trump actually partook, Roger A. would not have encouraged Trump to run for president in the first place, and he would have buried him. He would have destroyed him. His campaign would have been stillborn.
Trump's campaign?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If that was the case,
Well, I don't know enough about the deep state to dispute anything you're saying. So that's all very intricate. And
Houston beat Dallas.
out in the open.
Houston is probably going to be the champions this year, and their quarterback.
So I went 2-2. Mad Mike went 1-3, and Leland went 2-2.
Yeah, I didn't get mine to you in time.
DC Defenders got goose-egged by the worst team in the league. The Tampa Bay Vipers.
You know, the XFL doesn't have the. I mean,
it's they have 4 games each week because it's an 18 league, so you get to watch all the games. So we're like, oh.
But it's not the same as it was before. I mean, it seemed like there was more hype before, and it was.
Well, the original XFL was all gimmicky. It was all more violent than the NFL, and everyone got concussions. And they had this horrible thing called the scramble in place of the coin toss, where half the players literally got injured and ruined their careers. But the difference between this XFL and the one in 2001 is they spent 2 years to build it up. They decided to not make it a gimmicky league. They decided to actually focus on the quality of football. And they
For the love of football.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
It's actually really good. I mean, there's a quarterback issue because if you're an NFL quality quarterback, you're going to be in the NFL. Like the Houston quarterback this year, he's going to be in an NFL team this fall. I guarantee you that. That guy is good.
Yeah, he's good. Whoever that other quarterback was that threw 6 interceptions in one game, and then
Landry Jones.
Blame it on the coach.
Yeah, that was Landry Jones.
Landry Jones
Dallas.
is terrible.
It's like I totally blame it on the coach.
He threw 3 interceptions or 4 against Houston. So
Unbelievable. All right, let's get these picks out of the way.
Fuck that guy.
yeah,
Seattle versus Houston.
Houston.
I'm going to pick Houston, too. I think Houston's going to win it all.
I think so, too.
Where's Mad Mike? Is he sleeping? He's sleeping.
What a nerd.
New York versus Dallas.
New York.
Yeah, I got to pick New York only because I can never pick Dallas.
Yeah, and the one week I pick them, or I think I didn't pick them, they won.
Yeah,
no, I'm sticking with New York.
1-3, something like that.
They're 2-2.
St. Louis at DC coming off their first loss of the season and first goose egg. I'm taking DC with the bounce back.
I'm taking the Battlehawks. I think they're
Battlehawks.
I think they're going to be the East champions. And they're filling up the entire lower bowl, the dome.
And the best of the worst, Tampa Bay versus Los Angeles. It's at Los Angeles, I'll take the home team.
I'm going to take the home team.
I think I'll take Tampa Bay. They got a new quarterback. Seems to make all the difference in the world.
All right, now I've got that done. Now, NHL. Does anybody care? Nobody cares.
No.
I don't. I don't start watching the hockey until the playoffs.
Don't watch the puck until the playoffs, eh?
There's 1,000 games.
It isn't a hockey game unless there's at least 3 fights in the game.
I found the Davis.
Oh, Davis. What are your picks for the XFL?
Well, I don't know about fights. I'd say it's not a hockey game until someone gets cross-checked.
Houston, or whoever they're playing. Seattle. New York versus.
What is it? DC? No, not.
Oh,
DC.
Dallas.
Dallas. Yeah.
Bird team.
Dallas.
New York.
New York is the Guardians. I guess.
DC versus Seattle. DC came off their first loss and got a goose egg last week. Seattle. And LA or Tampa Bay?
Florida.
The dong
Tampa
of America.
Bay. The dong of America. Well, we are going to have a bracket here for a barbecue plate. If anybody wants to be a part of that, go to www.theradiomancave.com on TikTok. Make sure you connect with us on social media, either Twitter or Facebook. Let me know you want to be a part of it. You'll be emailed, or email me at mikeallensports@gmail.com. I'll email you a bracket. It'll be off of ESPN. Fill it out, scan it, email it back to me prior to the beginning of the March Madness. And if your bracket wins, then wherever you're at in the world, you get a barbecue plate. Local restaurant.
I would suck if the only barbecue restaurant is McDonald's and he has to order a McRib.
McRibs are delicious.
That wouldn't be my problem. Yeah. And McRibs are absolutely fantastic. That's the only thing at McDonald's that I can stomach is a McRib.
Dude, speaking of
and they make me crap like there's no tomorrow.
Speaking of McDonald's, when I was up in Dallas, there was one like right by my hotel, and it was super lit because I could like leave the hotel and not want to talk.
Was it, Pat?
It was super lit.
Oh, rad.
So I and they have those where you don't have to actually go up to somebody. You can just go to a computer and place your order, and then they bring you your food. Like I didn't have to talk to anybody. It was awesome.
Yeah, minimum wage.
Yeah.
Called Mr. Flippy.
Patrick was like, "Oh, I was trying to get burgers, but I accidentally got like a McChicken and a kid's meal. And
No,
then you
but-
didn't bring me the right toy."
But get this. So I go there at like 11:30
You got a
at
kid's
night.
meal at McDonald's?
No, I got like
No,
2
he tried
McDoubles
to.
and like a spicy McChicken. I introduced that to some of my team members up there. They had no idea what a McGangbang was, so I was like, "You guys suck." But yeah, I go there at like midnight, and their ice cream machine still was like on. I was able to get a McFlurry at midnight in a McDonald's, which is like unheard of.
Completely unheard of.
And what is a McGangbang?
Oh, that's when you put a spicy McChicken inside of a McDouble.
You know, I get a kick out of all the fast food restaurants warring with each other on Twitter, especially Wendy's.
Or, do you know what's really good? And, like, I really want to try this because I asked somebody how they were, and they said it was amazing. But apparently that KFC donut sandwich thing is really good.
Is it anything
The donut chicken sandwich?
So I need to go out of my way and prepare myself. Cause
Just more ways that we can abuse ourselves.
Yeah.
Do you remember the double down?
Yeah, the double down. The last time I ate KFC and the time before that.
Oh, is that when they put like 2 chicken breasts and a piece of cheese between them?
Wrapped in bacon.
Yeah. Anytime I've eaten KFC, I pretty much immediately get diarrhea. Like the next day, it's like, oh,
the
you had
only-
KFC?
The only thing
special
the only-
herbs and spices.
the only thing I eat from KFC is their bowl.
Their biscuits are not bad.
50% of Mike Davis's diet is fry oil.
Yes.
That's why.
That's why his heart is so strong from pushing the coagulated blood through his
All the trans
circulatory
fats.
system, all the trans fats.
You could hear my like heart pumping. It's like it's a clunk clunk.
That's why he constantly
You start
has to
out
wear a
eating-
hoodie because if he gets cold or if his surface area starts to chill, he'll start to what's called
Congeal.
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 Davis, do you
Yes,
start out the day by eating 2 sticks of margarine?
No. Who does that?
I actually do put a tablespoon of butter in my coffee, but the coffee is black and it has really, really good coffee.
I like typically wake up and look confused
Yeast coffee
until I get to the shop.
is not black.
Like even like I'll be driving and I'm like, I don't know. What is going on here? Yeah.
Well, I broke down and bought this drink that I'm pretty sure will kill you if you drink a lot of it. I was
You
desperate.
tell.
Nas?
Is it water?
Didn't no. And I'd seen it on TikTok, and it was one of those
It's definitely
fads,
gonna kill you.
and it's called Bang,
Oh, boy.
No, yeah, no.
and it's
bang.
got the weirdest flavors. It's
No,
got
Bang's-
like
Bangs are
unicorn fluff and all
All right,
this
I
other
can just tell you right
garbage.
now, drinking a bunch of those won't kill you because there were times when I was bartending where I would have like 3 a day for like a week straight just to stay awake. And,
It's like
And then
and
how
look at
ma-
me, I
and-
turned out all right.
And then how many days straight did you crash out?
Well-
Never really.
I drank some. It was after midnight, It was in that lull before bar closing. I was dragging. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to drink any more coffee. And I'm on that. I'm on the low carb.
Coffee is amazing.
I'm on the low carb. I just wanted something different.
Low carb.
So it has 0 sugar and it's carb friendly. It's keto friendly. So I grabbed it, and I grabbed the
what flavor?
The tart, the lime,
the lemon drop,
something like that. It was real tart. It
yeah,
was
it's
actually
probably
pretty
the lemon
good.
drop.
But I drank that thing, and I was awake from that moment I drank it all the way through the next day. I didn't take a nap until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I was awake, man. I was like, what in the hell is this shit?
Yeah,
I can literally drink one of those and then go to sleep.
Yeah.
Not me. I was wide awake. I
bangs are
did
pretty
airport
bitchin'.
runs. Man, I made a lot of money. That was like jet fuel.
No, what's really cool, Rockstar has like this weird marshmallow flavor that has 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. He doesn't like it. I think that shit's fucking delicious.
Marshmallow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like sweet. It just
I'm
tastes
surprised they
marshmallow
don't, I'm surprised they don't make
Tastes like a
beef
toothache
and
in a
pork
can.
and chicken flavored drinks.
Speaking of a mystery drink,
Mystery drink.
the only
You say
thing,
you just want a pork or
the only
chicken
thing
flavored drink?
Patty, the only thing Patty
anything you
did
drink.
right,
That's
the only
called a
thing,
soup.
the only thing Patty did right today was he brought the mystery drink.
That's called stock, Leland. You put it.
Yeah, I want a chicken
things.
flavored drink. How about chicken stock?
It's called bouillon. It's bouillon and boiling water.
Which
And this is not really a mystery drink, but it's candy corn scream. I'll show you guys on.
I'm so mad about this right now.
Why are you so mad? Candy corn cream is what the mystery drink is, and Patty brought some with him. I am not a fan of candy corn.
Smells
I
like
actually like candy corn.
Not bad. I mean,
weird.
these things are like.
But from now on, if you bring a drink and you want to do mystery drink, you can't tell us what it is beforehand.
Well,
I mean, you didn't know. You didn't know. I'm just
I
saying.
figured
You
Davis
didn't
would
know.
have,
You didn't know.
kept his bit up. I was going to share them with you guys.
It literally
anyway.
tastes like those.
It's hard for me to
mix
keep it up
dropped
sometimes.
into an IPA.
What do you think over there, Producer?
It's actually not bad.
No, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually grown on me.
Tastes like caramel.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
It's got that. It's like a caramel alt.
it's
And
a
the IPA aftertaste is not bad.
It's not an IPA.
it's not an IPA. It's a cream ale.
PA.
It'd be a lot hoppier if it was an IPA. No, yeah, they're based out of Nine Bam Brewing. They're based out of Allen,
Beard
Texas.
Laws.
They got
What's going on, my man?
got a bunch of good beer. They have like one beer.
Stop by the podcast.
called the Badge,
TheRadioManCave.com.
and it's really cool.
You
They
can see
actually
everybody.
donate like a portion of their portion of the proceeds to the Chris Kyle Foundation, which is pretty cool. But yeah,
This ain't bad. This is not bad.
look at that. I brought something and it's not bad.
Yeah, you came in,
Don't worry.
jacked up the entire show.
It's a lot better than you bringing in normally IPAs that are horrible.
It's not bad, but I'm not going to drink the rest of this.
I'll drink
Angus
it.
will.
I'll drink it.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to drink that.
That's not bad at all. What's the BAC?
Like 7.
Not bad.
6.
5.9.
Oh, that's
It's
nothing.
It's normal. Yeah, it's a normal beer.
Close to 6.
Yeah.
Everything, that we've had previously.
Kind of
before
tastes, yeah, like
It tastes like a caramel alt. Is what I.
don't
But
know what
it-
an
Well,
alt
I
is.
mean, it'd
an
be
alt. It's
better
the
if
dark.
It was
It's
newer,
the dark
but
beer.
Like I said,
That's an alt. It's called
I've
an
had
alt.
these for about a month, and then I did accidentally leave them in my car.
You've
for
had
a day,
chocolate.
So
I've had chocolate here.
yeah, those are stouts.
Or
and
stout, alt,
Imperials.
stout, same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like-
Germans
like-
called it alt.
Oh, okay.
chocolate stouts are Durbo.
Chocolate stouts are good.
Yeah, Leinenkugels.
Yeah,
Oh,
stouts are awesome.
Kugels are amazing.
You know what's absolutely disgusting is a beer float.
What?
A beer float.
A beer float?
Where you put ice cream in a beer.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Till you had it.
No
Then you
lie.
realize this is horrible.
that would taste really good with a couple of scoops of pecan praline and cream.
Yeah.
You know what?
Right.
I think for next week's show that should be something that we could put together.
I'm,
The beer float.
Beer float.
yeah. All right.
Can-
so
can you get
there's
more of this?
Um,
Can you get more of this?
I have to go to Dallas.
what about HEB?
I don't know.
Is that from Deep Ellum?
Well, this one right here was just some. It was a.
You could probably check that World Market.
It was a limited special. It was a limited edition, so I don't know if they're still brewing it. They had it on tap water.
What brewery?
9 Band.
9 Band?
Yeah,
oh, there you go.
Yeah,
well, why don't we contact 9 Band? Or why don't you contact 9 Band?
Be like, where can we
ask them if they could send us a 6-pack, and we'll talk about it on the show. And this is the brewing company here, guys. If you want to look them up, and we'll talk about it on the show. And we're gonna make a beer float with their candy corn beer, and somebody bring some ice cream, and we'll do it. What do you think?
Yeah, no. The kitchen manager that was actually doing my training at the Waters Creek location, she's like really good friends with the owner. Mm-hmm. So when that Fish City, when they went up to do their holiday party, they went to 9 Band, and they basically all just got to drink for free, or so they told me.
Are our friends back?
Well, that's neat. No. I don't give a shit about our friends. They can fucking watch it all they want.
Yeah.
Silly viewers. Trolls.
What are they going to do? Ooh.
Nothing. Call us and leave dirty messages.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck was supposed to call in tonight, but he didn't. So far, the brackets are filling up for the March Madness, which starts next week, I think.
Do I have to be part of that?
You don't have to.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't force you to do anything.
Oh, other than wake up, apparently.
You didn't have to. I wasn't going to break your door down or anything.
Debatable.
No.
Yep.
So right now, we've got a lot of smaller schools that are sneaking into the bracket, like Hofstra, Belmont, North Dakota State.
Is Ball State in there again?
Ball State, is that going to be your pick?
Is Texas actually in the bracket or no?
Baylor's in at number 1 along with Kansas. That's out of the Big 12. Liberty's in there.
Gross.
Need some more balls. Ball State.
I don't see a Ball State.
Texas is the type of school that they would be the best of the mediocres, which means they'd probably, if they got bumped and got
I don't see Texas either. Texas Tech is in. They were in the finals last year.
So Texas will be back in the NIT, defending that title.
Bowling Green.
Colgate's in, one of the Ivy Leaguers.
No.
Colgate,
What
like
about
the toothpaste?
good old UC Santa Cruz, the Banana Slugs?
The Banana Slugs from UC Santa Cruz. No, I don't see UC Santa Cruz in there. But this is still, this is actually, this is pretty fluid right now because teams are still fighting to get a position in the bracket. And if anybody would like to be a part of the bracket, go to MikeAllenSports@gmail.com. Send me an email and download the bracket from ESPN.com. Print it or PDF it or attach it and send it to me. If you get it here to me, you'll be entered in the contest. If your bracket wins out, you can win a barbecue plate from wherever you live. If you're here locally, I'll take you out and we'll get some barbecue, but you'll win a barbecue plate if you want to be a part of that. So, and I know I keep saying it, and I know I keep trying to, this will be. I'm putting my foot down right now before I go to Cabo San Lucas. This will be the last show we have in this room.
Did you say that last time?
I know. I've been saying it for months now, and it's just I gotta stop letting life get in the way, and I just gotta do it.
Yeah, life comes in 3 screens.
Well, every time I set a day aside, something comes up. I mean, I'm shooting a movie Thursday. I've got an audition Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm probably gonna clean out all the rest of the clutter and throw a bunch of stuff out, and then start tearing things down. I got to get rid of a couch. Got rid of a bunch of other stuff in the big room so we could move out there and have a place to actually put stuff.
Casting couch.
And we're gonna set up a temporary producing and broadcasting space in the big room, which will end up being our performance space, and this will be the control room where you were gonna sit, but you're fired.
I fuck up one little thing, and
yeah, one little thing, like the production of the whole show. No, But you and Alex will be in here directing and producing, and
Jerking each other off. What?
Mike will be in his pillow fort. You know, every time you do that, it goes through all the.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
there's an update here. I should make sure everything's good to go, and we're all good to go. Maybe I'll just sit here and keep vaping.
I can't right now because it
I'll just wait
died.
for Alex to show up.
But it, you know, the whole time you were producing, and I love you, Patty. You know that. And I'm busting your chops because I love you. But the whole time you were producing before you left, every single show we had something go wrong.
I blame the computer.
Not everyone.
No, the one where you weren't here.
The
we
one,
had a
the
perfect
one I
show.
wasn't here that was perfect. So I don't know. Is it me? Do I make you
maybe are you
nervous?
over here unplugging shit?
Hold on. Yeah, I didn't unplug that mic and totally didn't use it or those headphones. That wasn't
All
me.
three of you are guilty of that same line of answering. Well, I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, well, yeah. I was over there like 5 minutes later after you've been dicking around troubleshooting.
Yeah,
Actually, that's one very specific thing.
Well, that mic cord and that headphone cord I use in the recording booth.
That is not the point. The point
I didn't unplug it. I
is
don't know.
that I asked.
and my
Hey?
knee-jerk reaction was,
No.
Oh, I didn't
haven't
do
touched
anything.
it all
Yeah.
week.
One of my
I don't know what you're talking about.
one of my coworkers from Dallas is watching, and she's just like, "Wow, all they do is make fun of you." Welcome to my life.
yeah, this is your manager right here. This is your manager.
What's with the pink hat?
I know.
Davis
It's
gave it to
fatty,
me.
man.
It covers my bald spot. Oh, speaking of which,
Oh, yeah, let's check the ball. Hey, bald spot check.
well,
Bald spot check. Let's see it. Oh man, you turn more Jewish every day, buddy. Oh my God!
Wow.
Holy cow! Hold on.
Yeah, they make hair in a can for that.
well, no. So I actually went and I bought some stuff. So I'm gonna do like
You're gonna spray it on?
Well, no, it's not like spray on or like
Is it Rogaine?
No, it's not I don't
Hair
know what
club
it
for
is.
men?
I bought it was something to make it like grow back. So I'm gonna do like a day 1, day 2, and we're gonna see if it actually works.
You're supposed to wear hats whenever you use that stuff.
Well, yeah, I can't wear a hat at work because I'm a manager.
So why don't
now.
you just go ahead and shave your head?
No, man. He just needs to take care of himself and quit being an asshole and drinking whatever beers.
Candy corn beer.
So if I drank what you drank, would I have like a full head of hair?
Patrick, if you drank nothing but straight tequila all the time, you would have a full body of hair.
You would look.
Oh, speak.
You would look. You would look like
No,
you would look like the missing link if you did that.
I'm pretty hairy.
I saw
Well, aside from
this
the legs.
article that they made Russia made a vodka. It's called atomic vodka, and the corn was actually made in Chernobyl. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. You have like fuzz or something. I don't know what it is. I don't want to touch it, but you have something on your face, and you should fix it. I think it's part of your like heroin hammock that
So
you're
here's the
wearing.
See,
idea.
his heart was starting to slow down, so he had to put the hood on to conserve heat.
Yeah. He's got to warm up. So he's got to warm up to thin out his blood. It's coagulating. It's gathering at the edges. So here, now that we got everybody here, I got a question.
I didn't do it.
I had an idea that once we get the show in its final form, that Mike,
Even my final form. Zing.
that Mike will have. I mean, we might even set it up in your bedroom or something like that. Just some offsite,
Like Davis cam?
like a Davis cave, like a
Isn't that the
That way
Davis
you can sit
cave's
in
over
there.
there?
And,
Just,
well, yeah, whatever. I mean,
set a camera up and just
because I was going to have him and Leland sit behind a bar behind me, kind of like a peanut gallery thing. But we could just give Leland the bar. I'll have a desk, and then it'll be a space for the guests. If we have guests that come in, then a performance space for the band and stuff like that. But we could just have like a Davis cam. Maybe even get like a night vision thing going.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to set this to not safe for work for Davis Cam. Hey, let's all right. Let's check out Davis Gunn. That's his asshole.
That screen will just be his for fan only page.
How many tentacles is he looking at right now?
But I mean, what do you
It's not gonna be
think?
anything like that. It's gonna be like him all lounging, all starfish naked.
Don't worry, you won't
With
be
a
able to see
fan-
anything.
With a fan just blowing on his body. Him just watching like Cowboy Bebop munching on something. I don't know.
I can still smell his farts from all the way from there.
Yeah, you got to air out the giblets somehow. Just kind of.
You know, remember those really industrial, like imagery from like all the Tool music videos? Where
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
like dreary and dark, and there's like static on the TV. And shit.
It'll literally be that.
This is Davis.
Davis Cam.
Just
2020.
just laying there, starfish.
He's laying there,
If you thought
Eating-
January and February were bad, just wait for March.
just laying there,
Davis Cam launching soon.
airing out the 1-inch wonder and the
Talk about March Madness.
man bags.
I could totally see it.
I don't
Laid
understand.
out like a starfish in a ball of shit.
See, I tried the whole supporting friend thing. Now I'm just going to go to the deprecating, like,
We're just gonna tear your.
that's not work. At least we can laugh about it.
I mean, that's what I did all the years y'all made fun of me.
Well,
laugh
but look
about
at the
it.
man you've become.
True.
You're strong. You're an
Yeah,
assistant.
maybe that didn't work.
would you
You're going
would you
bald?
would you have made assistant manager had you not been prepared by the company you keep?
You know, probably not, because I've had to deal in my week back of having to deal with customers and my team members. I'm just like, good thing I'm around such a wonderful group of assholes, because some of the people I have to deal with just fucking suck. My Brussels sprouts don't look right.
Yeah, you lost me at Brussels sprouts.
Well, you don't like deep fried Brussels sprouts?
We're going to have to, like,
Those are delicious.
we're going to have to edit this so Patrick doesn't lose his fucking job.
He won't lose his job.
Can't lose my job over this. I've done worse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. He is true
When
now.
it- when it-
That is true.
When it comes to Fish City, I've done a
would you
lot
do
worse
this?
stuff for Fish City, so we'll leave it at that.
God, you're fucking dumb.
What? I can have my own little inside jokes. It's all good. But yeah,
Not.
I mean, could you even any of y'all even actually like see me like being the general manager of like a restaurant? Like I could see it like one weekend. It's just like, where's your restaurant? I accidentally burned it down.
Well,
what
I mean,
you're saying with
you
screwing up
actually ran a witch once, till you got fired. But I mean,
Yeah, but that one wasn't my fault. That was because the other dude left towels on top of the oven, and then he left the oven on. So technically, we could have burned it down. But I'm like, you're an adult. You should know how to clean and stuff.
So how many $20 sandwiches did you give away for free that got you fired?
Guys, how many of those giant ass
My
sandwiches?
sandwich costs $14.78, sir.
Yeah, they were. I gave them.
I can actually eat the largest sandwich.
Yeah,
With
I
everything-
would give anytime like. Well, they would be like these two and Gaskins, so that you're looking at like almost like 30. Well, with food and drink, you're probably looking at like $40, and they'd come in like 3-4 times a week. So I was just giving shit away. I was a manager and I was getting paid like $8.50 an hour. So I was like,
Did you say that you had a coworker watching this show? This is great.
well, no, this
I'm-
coworker isn't at the store that I worked at. It was one of the ones
I'm
from
sure he's
Dallas.
not giving away food at Fish City.
No, I comp it afterwards.
I mean,
At which I was just giving it
I
away.
had to buy my meal when I went there. Thought I'd get like a buddy deal or something.
Were you there when I was there?
Then mean mugged me for a tip. You did.
What's the
You just came in to get a drink and say hi. You didn't eat.
what's the
Yeah.
synthetic crab meat
forgot.
made out of it? Which?
I don't know. We have real crab meat at Fish City. I know that.
They had crab meat at which?
Synthetic crab meat.
Yeah, we had that surf and turf.
That was actually quite good. It's probably full of MSG. It was probably bad. It was probably horrible for you, but it tasted great.
I always got the Italian with meatball, bacon, and jalapenos.
With like triple meat and shit.
That's like
That thing
fish protein. It's pretty much like
delicious.
emulsified.
Yeah.
Is that Witch?
Yeah.
Now, Witch doesn't do it.
Oh, it's the pollock stuff they make the filet of fish out of.
Now, Witch doesn't do it. Do you like Subway and give you like the essence of meat on a huge roll with tons of veggies? Or do they
I've
actually?
never been at a place where somebody stands in front of you and they're mad that they're doing their job.
That's Subway.
Until I went into Subway. That's why I don't go to Subway anymore.
Oh, they're horrible.
It's
Yeah,
like,
And their sandwiches are just garbage.
yeah, and they're
Hey, man.
and they're overpriced now too.
the hell did my sandwich do to you? Why are you punching my sandwich with your dirty little finger?
Their breakfast sandwich looked absolutely disgusting because they made the eggs up the night before because they had no way of cooking them. It was like that looks absolutely disgusting.
You lost me at breakfast at Subway.
Not gonna lie,
I
though,
never had it.
Did you guys know that you could swap a chicken patty out for on the McGriddle? You could swap a chicken patty onto the McGriddle at McDonald's, and it's
Like chicken and waffles.
Is it pretty cash money?
it's pretty good.
When I had eaten fast food, I still think the best breakfast sandwich is the number 26 at Jack in the Box.
What's that? I don't eat Jack in the Box, so.
Bacon, ham, sausage, egg, and cheese
Nope,
on
I've got a food
sourdough
boner.
toast.
Oh, the ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so
Jack in the Box
good.
hasn't been the same in the past couple
So
of years.
good.
Tastes-
But a few of them, from what I can remember, that's my goal. When I hit 250, I'm going to go 1 week. I'm just going to eat like total garbage, probably gain about 10 pounds back,
And feel horrible the entire
and
time.
feel horrible the whole time, but just being total
You and I should go to CC's. See how many trips we can go once you hit 250.
CC's. No, CC's pizza sucks.
Uh,
It's like the worst pizza. I wouldn't pay to go to CC's.
totally fucking rules.
Oh,
CC's is good.
horrible. They must have changed something because the last time I was there, it was that cardboard.
How many years ago was
like
it?
35 pieces of pizza once.
Same here.
I think I was there for that.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I finished up like 30 minutes ago. What are you doing? He's like, I'm gonna keep eating and eating.
And I have the salad
I remember I
drenched,
threw up in the parking lot.
in blue cheese. But it's a salad, so it's healthy-ish.
Yeah.
Huh?
Actually, remember the meat Normus and egg Normus sandwich at Burger King?
Yeah.
Oh, those were delicious.
Well, Burger King started it all off with the croissant, breakfast croissant.
The sandwich.
That was like my go-to when I was in high school. Matt Saunders, you met Matt,
Who?
my buddy Matt, that I go see when I go home. Matt and Julie
No, I don't remember that guy.
And it's
At
at
interesting.
the 4th of July. I walked
draw a
by
smiley
and
face
we
on
So Wendy's
went out to his house and met him. Anyway,
So it was of interest.
he worked at Burger King, and at the end of the breakfast shift before he went to high school, he'd always make up extra croissantwiches, and then he'd bring them to school.
Nice.
And we'd eat those for lunch.
And McDonald's today gave out
you
free
not?
Egg McMuffins to combat
He's
the
doing tattoos.
Wendy's starting to make breakfast.
I'm with you, Chuck. Chuck Licata's weighing in on Messenger over here. CC's Peaches Garbo.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've never been super drunk and eaten at CC's.
No, I have not.
Oh no.
Well, then there's your problem.
Speaking of
Pizza
all
and
the
beer.
Actually, the last time I was fed some garbage Rapolo's pizza, I ended up leaving it in my front yard. Thank you.
remember
I don't
that.
think you got Rapolo's pizza.
Yeah, we did.
I don't
He
think
got
you
it.
did.
No, he got it.
I don't think you did.
And
I don't
the
He
think
went.
we
That
did
the only
either.
pizza was down there was Rapolo's.
There's
down
a
the
shit
street.
ton of
Yeah,
pizza
there's a whole
places
bunch of
down
other
there.
pizza
I don't think you
places.
did.
Wait, Death Metal Pizza, when did they shut down? Like 3 years ago?
Yeah, Death Metal. That was good pizza. What's up, Chuck?
CC's Pizza?
I know.
That is the most horrible thing
It's disgusting.
I've ever heard out of Leland Freeman's mouth. Watch it out. With
Oh, I've said
soap.
worse.
You
Oh
spelled
my
CC's
God.
wrong, by the way.
Dude. That's like Mad Dog and Black Beer that we were talking about last week.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mad Dog
Holy
2020 is
crap.
lit.
We're gonna have to have a Mad Dog show.
No.
So Chuck,
I don't think I
Chuck,
Mad Dog 20 hands.
what is black and
How you
blue?
doing, Leland?
Hey, doing all right, Chuck. What's black and blue and bruised all over?
Black and Blue and Bruce, I don't know.
The Houston Astros after getting beamed.
Oh my God, they were getting thrown at. I saw that on ESPN. Like what, 8 or 9 batters got nailed in one game.
Oh my God!
Did you see that, Chuck?
Well, and it's a sign of things to come. I'm sorry, man. They deserve it.
I might have to actually watch.
That's your
baseball.
That's your team, though.
They deserve it.
Isn't that your team?
Not anymore. It's not.
Mine, no. I'm a Pirates fan.
Fair weather fan?
Oh, that's right. Who's the Astros fan? You were. Leland was.
I'm
Yeah.
rooting for the Yankees this year.
Leland's oh my God.
Wow.
Leland's the hugest Astro fan I've ever seen.
Yeah. So you've given up on the Astros. You just bail on them off that one little faux pas.
Well, they're not going to win this year.
Oh, so you only like
It's like them winning.
Oh, so you're a fair weather fan. You're not going to stick with your team. I mean, you see my team. I wear my team proudly.
Yeah, but they don't
Absolutely.
cheat. If they are cheating, they're the dumbest cheaters on the planet.
This is true.
They just know how to cheat their fans out of
I mean, look at the Patriots
Quality
this year.
football.
They
Playoff
decided,
wins,
They
yeah.
decided to videotape the coaches of the Bengals, and they got eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well,
That's true. That's pretty
I
fucking
think Belichick was worried that his team didn't know what it was like to lose.
All I'm
so he had
hearing
to
is fair weather fanning super hard.
hard time.
Now, wait
Big
a minute.
time.
Hang on. I don't think
harder.
Leland is fair weather fanning. I think that he is being honest about his team. They're going to get hit, they're going to get booed, and they're going to suck. Right?
Yeah, and Dusty
Leland?
Baker is not as good of a manager, cheating or not,
Oh,
as
God.
AJ Hinch.
Was that like the worst hire ever?
Yeah,
That's like hiring Don Zimmer. Oh my God, that was horrible.
They could have had Joe Madden. That would have actually been a good manager. But no.
Let me yell.
And they
in the
knew that they were all going to get
microphone
fired
about
anyways,
baseball.
but they could have had Joe Madden. But no.
Oh my God,
Dusty Baker.
Mike, they could have hired you. Seriously, I mean this sincerely. They could have hired Mike Allen as the manager, and he would have been better than
I would have done it.
Yes.
Seriously.
I would have done it.
So, how
Seriously.
many years does Verlander have left in his contract before he goes to the Yankees to join Garrett Cole?
Verlander is done after this year. That's your prediction, right there.
He got his
He's
ring.
done.
He got his ring with his tainted ring, and he got his Cy Young
His
last
tainted
year.
ring. By the way, did you see Ken Giles said that he'd give his ring back if asked? He'd give his ring back.
Did he?
Oh, he sucks
Yeah,
too.
Ken
but
Giles is a reliever for Toronto now. Dealt in that Roberto Osuna trade, and said today to the Toronto sports writer, beat writer, that he would give his ring back if they asked him to. He said he'd be happy to give it back. Now he claims he didn't know anything about it. He knew nothing about it. And honestly,
You know,
I've
you
interviewed
can. No,
the guy
I don't.
before.
I don't buy it.
believe him.
I don't buy it.
especially since
I
more
do.
I
reports
don't
come
buy
out
it.
that the front office.
I think everybody on that team had to know about it. You had to know about it.
Yeah, that's why Garrett Cole
I
got the
don't
hell out of it. Switched hats immediately. He's like, It's like I don't care if you give me $1 billion. I'm not going back in this team.
I mean, you had to know about it. There's no way you couldn't know about it.
I don't know. And like I said, I've interviewed Giles before.
and when
Real nice
Isn't
guy.
he man
real,
not carried?
I you know.
when the hell are they going to go after the 2018 Boston Red Sox?
Yeah, what's his name waiting Manfred waiting for on that one?
Yeah, because
Now that they cheated too, right?
yeah, because Alex Cora was the brains behind
Well,
it.
consider
Yeah.
who their manager was, Alex Cora.
The brains behind it.
So
On both
was
teams.
that the team
Exactly.
that wasn't the team the 4 days in October, was it?
That was the one that they beat the Astros for straight in 2018 because they knew he knew their entire cheating system because he was the architect of it, and knew all their signs.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
how.
Him and Carlos Beltran. Yep.
So should those folks be banned from baseball forever?
Not forever.
No, and they should.
And by the way, let's get Pete Rose.
They should put Pete Rose back in.
reinstated, please.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, please.
What the hell?
I know. I'm with you. He should have been reinstated when Giamatti died.
Yeah.
That should have been the
I mean,
first
Crazy
thing.
Joe's been on shorter suspensions than Pete Rose. I mean, holy shit. Really? Seriously? Come on.
Put him in the Hall of Fame. Put him in the hell. Let him manage again. He's not going to make that same mistake because everyone's going to look up his ass. He's not going to bet on baseball again if he's reinstated.
Oh boy!
And he'll be one hell of a manager. I mean, Nolan Ryan knew about the cheating with the Astros. He left. He says no comment. And the fact that demoted Reed Ryan, everyone knew.
Yep.
So
him and his son.
Everyone knew
Reed
like
Ryan.
Harvey. Yeah, everyone knew about the Astros cheating, like Harvey Weinstein and Hollywood.
So is everybody? So, God damn.
There's the name we want to bring up.
Hold on,
Harvey
did we
Weinstein.
just like?
He just compared.
Let's compare like a convicted rapist to cheating in baseball.
Well, when you've been hurt as much as my man Leland, I think that's a good comparison.
I think
I used to wear the Astros hat.
Cope harder.
There's me wearing the Astros hat when I passed my check ride for my single-engine commercial pilot
All I gotta
certificate.
say is cope harder because now you're like, well, since they're not gonna win, I'm gonna go like the Yankees.
I'm going to go like the Yankees who win all the time. Why don't you pick a team like the Tigers or the Padres?
I was a Cubs fan for the longest time. Then they finally won.
What's Utah's team?
Utah? I don't think they
Utah
have.
doesn't know. They don't have an MLB team.
No,
They
they
all
don't
that
have a
flat
Utah
land up
team.
there. I don't
They
know.
have a basketball.
They got a
team.
basketball. They got Utah Jazz.
They have a Seattle team, Seattle baseball team,
Mariners.
right? Crazy Mike,
Seattle.
right?
Yeah, Mariners.
I don't think Utah has a baseball team,
No,
do they?
They don't.
I think they just
No,
have
they
the
don't.
NBA.
Exactly.
And they have a hockey
You know-
team. Who's the hockey team?
You should like the Utah
Colorado.
Canyons.
Huh?
He should like the Utah
Not in the
Canyons.
NHL.
Oh, I thought they did.
No.
Because the NHL's got like how many teams? 78 teams?
82.
82 teams, and every one of them but two make it to the playoffs?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually, and it's the Toronto Maple Leafs that usually suck. Go figure, right?
Definitely not Detroit.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Detroit's doing
Hey, by the
terrible
way,
this
if you're
season.
gonna bring
not Detroit.
Harvey Weinstein in,
Terrible.
if you're gonna bring Harvey Weinstein into this, let's bring up Jerry Sandusky. We haven't
You
talked about him
do.
in
Every
forever.
show you
Oh,
bring
yes.
up Jerry Sandusky.
Oh yeah, Joe Paterno knew, and when he got outed, he died.
Oh man,
Yeah, what a way to end
I was part of yeah.
We lost to Davis.
Yeah.
We lost to Davis again.
Yeah. Quick, get the Rumpel stat.
And what was crazy is all the people that rallied behind Paterno after he was fired to go, dude, he was covering up a rapist. What he was covering
Yeah,
up a rapist that was
exactly.
using
Yeah.
the Penn State facilities to rape
I
children.
thought that said real porn, not Ron Paul. Mike's pulling up stuff on his computer, and I'm just over here snooping. I'm like, realporn.com.
Baseball.
No, I'm big ex-hamster dude.
What, as opposed to
Ex-hamster?
fake porn? What are you
Ex-hamster,
talking
yeah.
about here? Come on.
Nah, man, it's Hentai Haven.
Hentai
Get
Haven?
with it.
Is that why my studio over here was all messed up?
Maybe.
Wait, you said real porn. Is there fake porn? What's the
I know,
difference? What
I
am
don't
missing
know.
there?
We'll have to we'll do a documentary on that for the Fort Kickass Productions TV. Fake
So it's
porn
going to
and
be
real porn.
Yankees in the AL. Who do you think's
Holy
going to win?
shit.
Who do you think's going to win the National League pennant this year?
That's a lot of teams.
Think it's going to be Washington?
Like hockey, I really don't pay attention to the playoffs.
I'm asking Chuck. What do you think?
I mean, you got to put the Dodgers right up there.
True.
I mean, holy crap! Like they needed Mookie Betts anyway.
Holy shit.
Holy crap!
How about the Nationals again? Do you think they'll repeat?
Wow, look
Yeah,
how bad your
I
Red
think
Wings
they'll
are
repeat.
doing.
Oh, they're fucking terrible.
Oh,
this season.
they're garbage.
They literally lost like every
Who?
game.
The Red Wings, they're 15 and 48.
Oh, the Red Wings.
Oh, that is.
Holy shit.
I like how you guys change gears. Like,
Yeah, look at how the Oilers are doing this season.
Edmonton.
Yeah. The Maple Leafs aren't doing
the
good.
Tigers
suck.
were actually dog shit last year too. Oh man.
Where are my my Sharks are doing
Oh, the
shitty.
Red Wings are the worst. The
the
worst in the
Sharks?
whole league.
Yeah, they're like the Cleveland Brown, or no, they're
What
like the
the heck?
Detroit
Cincinnati
Lions
Bengals.
of the
No,
NHL.
Cincinnati Bengals.
What in the
The
hell
Lions.
happened?
The Lions fucked themselves by actually winning a few games and screwing themselves out of some
Yeah,
draft
but
picks.
the Lions are still Garbo. Which, by the way,
Why are
the
we
shittiest thing about being in Dallas is nobody would understand the meaning of cash money and Garbo. It was pretty stupid.
Well, the fact that the XFL team in Dallas is the Dallas Renegades are picking up right where the Dallas Cowboys left off, except for they're worse.
Yeah, and who's the quarterback? Landry Jones. What a fucking pathetic excuse for a quarterback.
So of the 300 teams in the NHL right now, the Eastern Conference is led by the Bruins with 41-13.
Boston, go figure. Yeah.
Then the Washington Capitals 40-19. Then the Western Conference Central St. Louis Blues, Gesundheit,
Gracias.
coronavirus boy. St. Louis Blues are 39-17. And then the Vegas Golden Knights are 36-23.
How are the Blackhawks doing in the Dallas Stars?
They're last. Well, Chicago's last. Dallas is third.
Dallas Stars are third. They're 7 games out of first, 37-21.
They're good this year.
How about the Toronto Maple Leafs? How are they doing?
They're third.
Toronto's doing very
35
well.
Not bad.
23.
35-23, 8 games out of first.
Aren't they the ones?
How about the Pittsburgh Penguins?
They're third.
They are on a 6-game losing streak. They can't find their heads or their ass
Yeah,
right
37-21, Pittsburgh.
now. Yep.
Jesus
they were leading their division,
Christ.
10 days ago?
Yeah, they're up there with the Red Wings. They're also on its 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, they've lost 6 in a row.
Yep.
Yep.
At least we're
Yep.
not
Why-
Detroit.
It's so bad.
Detroit.
The Detroit Red Wings are the only team right now that are eliminated from the playoffs.
Well, I mean,
Look at that. They're the only ones.
Well, how many games left in the regular season?
Like 450 more.
don't
that
the
bad.
don't the Lions get like removed from the playoffs like as soon as the NFL season begins?
No, the Lions get removed from the playoffs as soon as they play their first playoff game.
No, they get eliminated in preseason. They start in August.
No, they
No,
get,
hey, be honest. The Lions get eliminated the game after they win Thanksgiving at home.
Yep.
Okay, that's when they get eliminated.
They will lose just as many games as they need to not to qualify for a wild card.
it's like they do it just to piss you off. Mike.
Yeah, I know. That's
It's
what's
like,
so,
we don't want to play.
That's
any
so
extra
crazy.
games. Let's just collect their paychecks and go home.
I mean, that year they went 12-4, got a first round bye, beat Dallas, and then lost to Tampa Bay.
Tampa
What
Bay.
the hell?
You know,
Yeah, so your
How
Tampa
do you
Bay
lose to the
went to
Buccaneers?
Oh, yeah.
How's that?
That was
How long have you been a Lions fan again?
my whole life.
Damn. And you've never seen your team play in a Super Bowl.
Nope.
Davis, how many you've seen your team play what? 3 Super Bowls? 4? Yeah, 4.
Seattle? Yeah.
Seattle, yeah, they played
And they won.
Pittsburgh.
And they won.
There are 2. No, 3. They're 1 and 2. They won, then they lost against
Who was the Super Bowl teams this year? I forgot.
Well, then, yeah, they've won
Help
2
me out,
then.
Chuck.
Oh yeah, it was KC.
They
versus
lost
San
to
Francisco.
they lost to the
Steelers.
Patriots and they lost to the Steelers.
They
and
lost to the Patriots twice. They beat the Broncos.
No, that's not right.
Wait,
Yeah, it
yeah,
is.
they beat
They
the,
played
that
the
was
Patriots
that was
twice.
the one which they completely destroyed Peyton.
Yeah.
That was the one where Peyton had a safety on the first play of the game.
Yeah.
And so the first play of the
To
game,
the interwebs.
the
Figure shit out.
Seahawks were in the lead with the first play of the game. How do you get a safety on the first play of the Super Bowl?
I just like that I've been able to watch my team play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because they
win.
beat they beat the Broncos, right?
Yeah, that was the one where Peyton got destroyed.
Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
2-1. They lost against the Patriots and then they won twice.
That was the year Peyton came back after the injury, and the
No,
Colts
they're-
said,
They beat.
"Get out, go away."
Hey, Patty,
Yeah.
I've been alive for all 8 Steelers Super Bowl games. That's how freaking old I am.
Wow.
But I mean, at least you've got to watch them play in a Super Bowl or
Exactly.
multiple ones.
Watch and win.
3 Super Bowls.
Oh, you got to see Tommy Maddox win his.
Oh
Super
no!
Bowl
Wait a
ring.
minute! Wait a minute!
They've
Yes, I
played
did.
the Patriots twice.
They've appeared in 3 Super Bowls.
3?
They lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers 21-10. They beat the Denver Broncos 43-8 for their first Super Bowl win, and then they lost 28-24 to the New England Patriots. So they're 1 and 2. So I was right about the record, not who they were playing.
They've won more than one Super Bowl.
They've only been there 3 times.
No, they haven't. Not Seattle.
Yeah, it was Pete Carroll that actually won that Super Bowl too.
Yep.
Yeah, they lost to Pittsburgh in their first one, beat Broncos badly, and then they lost in the final seconds to
I could have
New England.
swore that
Yeah,
they
that's the
played
one
the
where Peyton-
Patriots twice.
That's where Peyton
No,
had the
No,
Super
it was
Bowl.
Hasselbeck.
New York
I know
played
New
the
York.
Patriots
Yeah, that
twice.
was the Giants. That was Eli. Eli Manning.
I know
being
Eli
employed.
has. I gotta do some investigating of my own, even though it's right here on the computer.
even though I
don't believe you.
Even though I pulled it up and it's right there.
Even though it's on the
Oh, my
internet,
God.
I don't believe it.
Oh, by the way, speaking of football, real quick, I do remember, guys. Tell me if I'm remembering this wrong. When we were doing our prediction show, Mike Allen was there raving that the Patriots would win it again. They would win everything.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm
That was
wrong.
my pick. No, I had every, and you know
And the Titans beat 'em.
when they finished the season,
All right, you win.
when they finished the season 12-4,
Mm-hmm.
win their division again. I mean, you don't
Crappy division.
think that they're going to roll into the playoffs and get beat by. Well, first of all, you don't think they're going to lose their last game against a division rival, knocking them out of the seed for a bye in the first
And
week.
Miami at that.
And Miami at that.
Good
So
for
I didn't
them.
see that coming. So that kind of threw them off kilter, and then they got beat by a very good,
Tennessee.
Well, and to be honest, they were in the mix again. I mean, the road goes through, and this year, if Brady's staying in New England. Okay, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he is.
Just didn't see
He's not going anywhere.
He's gone.
He's not
going
going
to
anywhere.
Vegas.
That would be the stupidest thing New England ever did.
Hey, Joe Montana went somewhere else.
Yeah, but
Johnny Unitas went
yeah,
somewhere
but Joe
else.
Montana
Manning.
had a backup that could step in and take his place. New England doesn't have that
Peyton Manning left the Colts, and then
because they had a
Yeah.
backup that he had a neck injury, and they drafted frickin' the Amish guy. So in every case where a Hall of Fame quarterback has left the team, they've had a Hall of Fame quarterback behind him. Johnny Unitas left the Colts, had Burt Jones come in behind him. And Burt Jones is a Hall of Fame quarterback, never went to the
Look at
Super
you
Bowl.
throwing names.
Joe
Look
Montana.
at you
Joe
throwing
Montana left San Francisco, and what's his name?
Steve Young.
Steve Young came in
Young.
behind him. Brett Favre left Green Bay and played someplace else. Aaron Rodgers came in behind
Minnesota.
him. Right now in New England, they don't have anybody behind. He is the quarterback. He is New England.
yeah, even Dallas had Dak
So all
Prescott
this stuff
behind.
that they're playing, it's all, and he's got another ring in him, and he's going to stay in New England, and he's
It's not happening.
So the
he's not
question,
going.
so
Why would he go anywhere though?
So the
why
question-
would New England let him go?
Oh,
Because
I wouldn't argue that.
well, because they could
He
probably
won't go
get the
anywhere.
Get who?
the Houston XFL quarterback.
There's somebody's car alarm's going off.
So what?
Dude, that guy's kicking ass in the XFL.
Is that yours?
It's not mine.
Not mine.
Mine's got a deeper, throatier thing to it. It's American.
But I don't think he's going anywhere.
He ain't winning no more rings. He's done.
No, he's got one more in him. They
He's
put a team.
done.
If New England,
No,
New England will bring him back. He'll sign
They're
a
not going to do crap.
He'll sign a 3-year
They're
deal.
done.
What about Dak Prescott? What are the Cowboys going to do with him? Is he going to bolt for more money?
That's a really good question.
Well, if he was
That's
smart,
a really
he
good
would.
question.
Yes, he would because he's not going to
Because
get.
Dallas will never go to another Super Bowl again as long as Jerry Jones is in charge of the team.
There you go.
Facts.
Amen.
So maybe
Bring
Dak
on the
Prescott.
choir,
So maybe
baby.
Dak Prescott goes to New England.
No.
No.
Oh, no. No.
Okay. Dak Prescott is a
Wow.
good quarterback. He's not Tom Brady.
Nobody's Tom
Well,
Brady.
nobody's
Whose
Tom
was it?
Brady. I mean, come on. Be serious.
Not his.
Was it mine?
No.
Okay, Gucci.
No, it was the neighbors.
Neighbor car.
Suck it, neighbors.
Car's getting broke into.
We don't care.
Who's this? Really?
None of ours.
Nope.
Oh,
No, I
thank
mean, it
God.
was the neighbors. They were dicking around with their.
Oh, they're digging out
Oh.
the car. Okay, so no one's out there breaking in.
Oh, okay.
No. Jesus, guys.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't know. There could be some excitement.
No, it was the
So
neighbors.
the best,
oh, yeah,
the
fuck
best
the
free
neighbors.
agent quarterback out
You know
there
what
is
else
Teddy
would be
Bridgewater.
exciting? Not
Yes
that
or
I
no?
know about.
What's that?
Outside of Brady,
What's that?
outside of Brady, outside of Tom Brady, the best available free agent quarterback is Teddy Bridgewater.
True.
Yes or no?
I agree.
I can see that.
And the
And
LSU
he's wasting his time if he because
Breeze is back. He's
Breeze
playing
is
another year.
Breeze is going to play one more
Yeah,
year.
he's
Now,
gone.
if Bridgewater was smart, I would play one more year behind Breeze and stay with that organization because that organization is a strong organization. They got a winning attitude. They've got good young players, and Bridgewater could be a good transition. I don't think he's going to do that, though. Guess where I think Bridgewater's going to end up?
Dallas.
Tampa Bay.
No. Oh, no. Tampa Bay's all in with Watson.
Who's going to draft the LSU quarterbacks?
Or not Watson.
Yeah.
Winston.
Who? No, they want to get rid of him.
Well, now that he got LASIK, he might actually be able to throw the ball and realize that he doesn't have 8 receivers; he only has 4.
Oh, that's the guy with the same color as my uniform. Yeah, that's him. Okay.
Yeah, 30 for 30
God.
on how he went 30 for 30. I'd watch that.
Brutal. So you really think that Bridgewater's going to end up in Dallas?
Oh,
Is that a dream? Is that what you're saying?
No. I could care less about. Dallas. I think as long as Jerry Jones is in charge of the Dallas Cowboys, they will not win another Super Bowl.
Amen.
God, what do you want to talk about, Mike?
I don't know anything.
You're right. The Redskins are probably going to win the Super Bowl before Dallas under.
What do you want to talk about, Mike?
Here, Davis, take it away. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Chuck Clyde is on the line. This is the sports.
Yeah, this is a sports thing.
Yeah.
Go away.
Now, do you see the Raiders doing anything?
Mike, we woke him up grumpy.
Do you see the Raiders doing anything to fix their team with their debut
Well,
in
I heard
Vegas?
my name used.
No, it says we're talking about sports because we got you on the line. Anytime Chuck Licata's on the line, we don't talk about, we talk about sports.
Do you want me to hang up?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's just Mike's over here being
It's all
Anything to
about
talk
Mike.
about. He's just over here
Whatever I can
being.
do. to
He
help
looks
Mike.
like the guy from Return of the Jedi. It was like, the Force be with you. What's his
he
face?
had a hard day in
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
No, not Obi-Wan Kenobi. The one who piloted the general was it Admiral Akbar. He looks like Admiral Akbar right now.
It's a trap.
That's a trap. He does,
He
doesn't
sounds
he?
like Yoda.
Trap it is. That's
Yoda.
yeah.
There was talk that they were going to try to get Brady to go to Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that happening if Brady does leave New England? Which I don't think he will, but to get his next ring.
I think if he goes to Vegas. I really do.
You think so? Not San Diego?
Yeah, because no, not San Diego. No,
You mean London?
He's
Because
got a tie-in with the general manager over there, and John Gruden. Oh my God! You give him a good quarterback, look out.
Well, where do you think Rivers is going then?
He's retiring.
That's a really good question.
He's not going to retire.
He did. He already announced it.
He didn't.
Yeah.
What?
God damn it.
No,
I call malarkey on
now
this.
the Los Angeles Chargers. Do you see them being moved to London?
No, they just moved.
Because now it wouldn't be the NFL. This isn't the British Football League. Those stupid English people.
By the way, Mike, Phillip Rivers open to playing for another team in 2020, not planning to retire.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
Do you
Yeah.
see the Chiefs repeat it?
Now, do you see Rivers going to the Raiders?
No. They won't take a one-year quarterback. They want somebody that's going to be there.
Do you see?
Well, then why do you think they would pick? Well, Brady. Well, he said he wanted a 3-year contract.
He's Tom Brady.
What about Dak?
Yeah, he's Tom Brady.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Do you see Dak going to the Raiders if they can't get Brady?
Do what?
Wow, I'd love to know where Dak goes if he doesn't sign with the Cowboys.
Well,
I can't see the Cowboys
He's
not
pissed
signing
off
him.
that Zeke kept getting good contracts and he's he's not getting shit.
Yeah, he's got his rookie contract still.
Yeah, but what has he done? I mean, Mike, you said it. He's an average quarterback.
He's an
But,
average quarterback.
but give him a well-managed team. He actually might do quite well.
Maybe.
He doesn't get flustered after he gets a pick either. So that's there's a lot of quarterbacks that just when they have one pick, they just start throwing picks, and then they have to be benched.
Well, I think
Speaking
the
of quarterback, was anybody surprised that the Panthers actually kept and are staying with Cam Newton?
Yes, that's very surprising.
I would have cut him.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd have cut him. He's
Exactly.
he's a cancer.
Exactly.
The XFL probably would not want him either once he's cut.
No, they XFL would take him just because he'd sell tickets. And I'm sure he.
Well, they didn't take Johnny Football. They didn't take.
Well, Johnny Football got kicked out of 4 leagues. We're talking about Cam Newton here. The only thing that's the problem with Cam Newton is he got too big for his britches. He needs some humility.
What about what's his face? The guy that kneeled from San Francisco.
He doesn't want to play football, or he would have played football. He's had teams offer him contracts. He wants a starting position, and he wasn't a starter when he quit the San Francisco 49ers. He didn't get fired for kneeling. He quit.
Colin Kaepernick.
And then 2 teams offered him contracts, and he refused because he wanted to be the starter.
What about Tebow?
Tebow's a broadcaster.
Tebow,
he's making
done.
millions of dollars broadcasting. He's not going back to play.
Baseball though.
Tebow?
What about
He's
Brett
playing
Favre?
minor league baseball, but he's done.
I tell you what, Brett
He's
Favre
already.
has a better chance of coming back and playing than Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow's
Amen.
He's a great analyst for ESPN. He's awesome.
Did you hear they want to replace McFarlane with Manning?
They need to replace McFarland with anybody.
I can't hear what
He is an idiot. He is a serious idiot.
And this is for what team?
Bring back Terry Bradshaw.
No,
This is
Booger
ESPN.
McFarlane, the analyst on like the
For Monday Night
was it the
Football.
Monday night games?
Oh yes, please God.
His
We
name
should
is
put-
Booger. What's his
Him and Joe Buck need to go somewhere.
They need to go away and die because they suck.
I mean, who's the guy on the radio that's so good?
Like Cinnamon Square.
Mancow?
No. We're not talking about shock jocks. We're talking about sports. Who's the guy that
Jim Rowe?
No.
Is it the here's a guy?
He does the play-by-play. Help me out, Chuck.
I don't know. Kevin Harlan? I know
Kevin
that.
Harlan.
Kevin Harlan.
He's great.
There you
Yeah,
go.
with the cat. That was amazing.
Yeah, when he did the play-by-play for
Yeah,
the cat.
exactly.
Oh, Kevin Harlan's
go.
the best. Absolutely the best. Play-by-play.
Why is he being relegated to radio?
The best. Because that's what he does. That's
He
what he
works
does.
for Westwood One. He's been working for Westwood One for many years.
He's
now.
amazing, and he gets a lot of. Oh, hey, let's talk about Tony Romo getting him $1 million a game.
That's what he deserves.
Well, he
it.
deserves it.
Oh, wait. So he did accept the
deserves
ESPN contract? He's moving from CBS?
$17 million.
Shit.
Who are they going to pair him up with?
Hopefully somebody who doesn't.
I don't know, but speaking of 17 games, what's your guys' take on this CBA with the NFL and the players stuff? I mean,
the players
it really
hate
seems
it.
like it's divided the players.
Well, here's what
game.
they need to do. One, stop playing so many freaking preseason games. Come on.
That's what they did.
Well, that's
They took-
part of it. They would
took
drop
away
it
one.
So
down
you
to
drop
3.
a preseason. All you're doing is you're making a preseason game a regular game. I don't know what the big deal is.
Yeah,
It's not like
exactly.
they're adding another preseason game and another regular season game. I mean, and here a great argument was brought up on a talk show. God damn, my mind is leaving me. Colin Cowherd says you got football players bitching about adding one game to a 16-game season when you got hockey players that play 5 times a week for over 100 games.
Same thing with baseball players. 162 games, not including
No.
preseason.
Oh, stop. I'm going to stop you right now because baseball and hockey and football are not even close to being bad for your body. We're talking about hockey players slamming into each other at 90 miles an hour with no protection
They got pads.
5 times a week.
Shit ton of pads.
And then you got a football player.
And they're fighting each other, too.
And they're fighting. And then you got football players who, in a 3-hour game, actually have about a minute and a half of actual play.
Yeah. And they shorten the game, too, with the timing rules.
So I think 17 games would be great.
Yeah, and
Personally.
even the basketball players that are running up and down the court for 82 games, plus the postseason.
Why do you keep comparing non-combat contact sports with contact sports?
Dude, let me tell you about this new sport called shuffling.
Well, with the Houston Astros, it's a contact sport.
From the decks of every cruise line in America comes shuffling.
There's spike ball.
Just
There's murder ball.
Well, no, but spike ball is an actual sport.
just
Murder ball was in a movie.
isn't.
No. You didn't play murder ball in high school? Oh, that's right.
I didn't play sports.
That generation,
What's
What's
murder
the
ball?
league minimum for the NFL, by the way?
Murder ball.
52 players.
No,
the
salary.
league minimum, $600,000.
So so guys making $500,000 a year plus endorsements minimum, and most of those guys are what, making 8 figures a year, something like that, 7-8 figures.
Yeah,
a year?
I mean,
Most of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I want my comfy chair back.
It's just me shaking my head, going like, seriously, guys.
Well, you got FBS schools bitching about a 12-game schedule, when you got FCS schools playing 16-game schedules and high schools playing 18-game schedules. So, it's all relevant. So who do you think's going to get Tua?
Miami.
Chuck?
I would say Miami.
Miami? Think Miami's getting him?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know who's going to get him?
Who?
Utah.
And it's only because only because outside of Jerry Jones, this team has never had anybody, I think, ever in charge of their football operations that could do anything correctly. I bet you Detroit's going to pick them up.
What are y'all going to do with Stafford?
You think so?
Oh, yeah. And it's going to just create a big deal with Stafford, and then the whole team's going to be shit.
Well,
again.
I was like, they're already shit, so.
I mean, yeah, they lost.
Now, if I were in charge,
I mean, come on.
What would you do, Mike?
Yes.
here's what I would do.
What would you do,
Detroit,
Mike?
if anybody from Detroit, of the 7 listeners that are watchers that are watching us, if one of you is the front office of Detroit, first of all, get control away from the Ford family. They suck. They're just in it for money.
Yes.
They're the opposite of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones sucks because he tries too hard. The Fords suck because they don't try hard enough. Get football operations away from those clowns, okay? They can't even make a good automobile. Get it away from them.
Good job.
Then go out and hire somebody that knows what the hell they are doing. Hell, get what's his name off of draft day.
Mel Kiper?
No, the actor.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
Wow, I really got that right.
Kevin Costner.
Wow.
Hire Kevin Costner off of draft day because he knew more just being an actor than anybody that's running that front office in there.
Yes.
And then
you know what they need to do?
But here's what they need to do if I was in charge of the Detroit Lions. First of all, Coach Pat would be in charge of a lot more than he is now. Coach Pat's about ready to bail because he's tired of the shit too. I would keep Stafford. I would use all my draft picks on offensive linemen and running backs. And I would trade down. I would trade all my top picks I'd for later rounds.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Get rid of all those.
That's what you have to do.
Give them away later, just like Jimmy Johnson did with the Dallas Cowboys back in the late '80s before he went on that run. Mm-hmm. And then I would go and I would and I would trade. I would trade away some of the older players that have the attitude, like they did with Golden Tate. I'd get rid of Slay. I'd get rid of all the cancer in that locker room and start. But I would get Stafford a running back to take the pressure off him. I would get an offensive line to make the running game freaking work, and then protect Stafford's old ass so he doesn't have to get beat up every game. And I would get a defense put together that could hold the opponents to 14 points.
You know, when you bang on the table, we can.
I know,
that,
but see,
right?
I'm doing it on this, not this.
But we can still.
And you would build a young team knowing that you wouldn't win the first. And you would build a young team that you know wouldn't win the Super Bowl the first couple of years, but they would have chemistry together that they would be a championship winning team.
But that wouldn't be my attitude, though. My attitude would be every single year, every single game, every single moment, we're going to win the Super Bowl. That is the goal.
It's a good mindset.
Don't show up to work because we're rebuilding. We've been rebuilding since 1957. All right? We've won one playoff game since 1957.
You won it, though.
And it was against the Dallas Cowboys. So that's the only thing.
Exactly.
Oh, man, don't yell so loud.
Sorry about that.
That's the only saving grace I have is it was the Dallas Cowboys that we beat in the one playoff game that we've won since 1957, the last time we won the NFL championship.
How old is Jerry Jones?
Exactly.
Very
Jones
old.
is 77 years old.
Oh, that son of a bitch has probably got 20 more years before he croaks.
So that's what I would do if I were in any position to own. And if I ever get in a position to own the Detroit Lions, what I'm going to do is take a page from the playbook of Robert Kraft, and I'm going to hire a bunch of people to know what the fuck they're doing. Then I'm going to sit up in the owner's box and drink.
Videographers?
And go get hand jobs with all my Super Bowl rings. And videographers. And soft football. We're going to play with Nerf footballs, painted to look like NFL footballs.
And you're going to catch the ball with little pins on your knuckles to deflate them.
Unbelievable.
Jesus.
So you don't watch the XFL at all, do you?
No, I don't watch that.
Actually, the Houston team's not bad.
They're the only undefeated team left in the league.
No, and it's actually, they've got some pretty good. I was going to talk to you about. They've got some pretty good innovations that I think are going to make their way into high school first, probably into college in the next couple of years. And one of them is a kickoff. Well, and I didn't think I was going to like the kickoff. Do you hear what they're doing with that, Chuck?
No, I don't have a clue.
So the receiving team lines up on their 45-yard line. And the kicking team lines up on the 50. So they're only 5 yards apart. And neither team can move until the kickoff return man has an opportunity at the ball, which means it either hits the ground and rolls or he moves to catch it or whatever like that. And they can't move. So when they hit each other, they're only five yards apart. Now, on the surface, it sounds like it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a couple of games, but Houston did it. They set up a play off that kickoff that was brilliant. And it was fun, brilliant. and it actually added a different level to the game that's more entertaining than the regular kickoff.
And the reason why this is important, why they came up with this, is to prevent the players from running full speed at each other and causing concussions. So there's only so much velocity you can get running at each other for 5 yards, and it can make really good blocking. But what happens is if there's a hole that gets opened up by the blockers, then you can actually run it in for a touchdown. It's actually very, very brilliant. Also, there's no coughing corners, so it's a very offensively based rule system. The one side effect is the kickers suck on field goals because they're not doing point after, so they're not getting any extra kicks.
Yeah,
that's the reason why they're all missing field goals.
That's the other thing too. That's the other thing too is at the point after you can go for 1, 2, or 3 points, which puts a whole new wrinkle in the game.
Oh, Houston did that too. This game too.
Yeah, it puts a whole new wrinkle. You can go for 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. I think 1 point is at the 2-yard line,
2-yard line, 5-yard line, and then 10-yard line.
So I mean, and the football's not bad. I mean, I watched it thinking it was going to be like the old XFL where it was all show and they had the strippers and the stuff.
And they literally formed the teams.
He hate me, and it was all this garbage.
And they literally formed the teams about 3 weeks before the league started.
Yeah, but the NFL has bought on to it. NFL Network actually covers it, so I think they're using it. They should be using it as a developmental league.
That's exactly why they go for the love of footballs, guys. That want second, third, or fourth chances.
Because there are players that could make an NFL roster that just get lost in the shuffle because there's so many players coming out of college every year. I mean, there's at least 15 to 20,000 NFL players coming out for 32 teams with a 52-man roster. There's going to be kids that are left behind or didn't get the opportunity or didn't get in front of somebody or had a bad draft thing or whatever happens. Now they can go to the XFL, which the World League did the same thing. They can go to the XFL, get experience under some good coaches, and it's actually not bad football. I mean, I'd give it a try. It's not bad. I mean, there's a bad team. What's the team with the quarterback that threw like 7 interceptions? Dallas. Which, we all hate Dallas.
And
so
Tampa
good for
Bay,
them.
but they've replaced their quarterback. And what might happen is that there may be football players out of high school that may say, you know what? I don't want to do the whole college thing. And they might go to the XFL where they actually...
I can't.
I thought the XFL actually will allow...
I don't think so. I think they were talking about it, but I don't think they do it.
But it allows them to get paid, allows them to get endorsements. So it's going to be very interesting where this league's going to be going the next few years. And importantly, that's the other reason why when you're talking about the NFL Network covering it, they have the carriage agreement with ESPN, so SportsCenter talks about it all the time. So you have the two main sports channels, Fox Sports and ESPN, carrying this league, which means that they're not treating it like a joke. They're actually treating it seriously because they're invested in for television ratings.
They actually had a question on the XFL page: just could XFL players straight from high school?
What are the answers?
It could theoretically. There's no XFL rule against it at the moment.
Interessante.
So you might be right.
Yeah,
and it could be I think, but give it a chance, Chuck. I think you'll like Houston teams. They got the throwback Houston Oilers type helmets.
Did they really?
Oh yeah, the Roughnecks.
They got the Houston Roughnecks, and the derrick on the side. The bottom part of the derrick is the H. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and they're not bad. It's not bad and it's football. I mean, it's a stopgap.
They're attracting huge live crowds too. The lower bowls in Seattle and St. Louis for those NFL stadiums are completely full. They're getting about 30,000 people in those stadiums for this.
And the tickets are cheaper.
And
tickets are cheaper. So it's not like the XFL where you roll in there and there's
have to be.
It's not like the XFL where they rolled in there and there's like, 5,000
people. And they're
people.
getting decent ratings. They're getting 2 million viewers per game?
Yeah.
Each day?
Yeah, they're getting a following.
8 million views each week.
So. All right. Well, Chuck, when are you coming into the studio? You gonna wait till we get things moved around?
No, I'll be in soon.
Okay.
I'm doing Concordia baseball, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Cool. All right, my man.
Yep. Okay, guys. Thanks. Enjoyed it.
Thanks for calling in.
Later, buddy.
All right. All right. Well, that's our show. Thank you to the player to be named later, stepping into the engine room to get the Enterprise on track. You're fired.
Can you fire me if you don't pay me?
Yes, I can.
Patrick, are you wearing leggings right now?
Yeah, they're like anorexic sweatpants. I didn't feel like wearing pants today. They're comfy.
That's what's called leggings.
Yeah, and they feel good. They're comfy.
He come rolling in here with a
I bought them in the men's
section.
section.
Not that being gay is bad. We're just saying.
It's Davis's hat. He gave it to me.
Yeah, wearing pink is cool.
Yeah.
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 You don't wear
Breast
pink?
cancer awareness, man.
Yeah.
That's a neon pink, Pat. That's not.
It's still pink.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool hat, but.
We should ask for pink work shirts.
I don't know about that.
Nah, we're not going to go that far. All right, so what did we learn today? We'll score around the room. Leland, what did you learn today?
That this show is still awesome. And that the player to be named later is a better producer than the producer.
All right.
What did you learn?
Mad Mike, what did you learn today?
I'm mad still.
Welcome back, Patty. The newly fired producer, fresh off the firing from his unpaid job.
I guess I was an intern. I was an unpaid intern.
What'd you learn today?
Leggings are comfortable. My balls are happy.
Player name. Player name later. Alex, what'd you learn today?
Patrick spends a month up in Dallas, and he's coming back dressed like he's wearing Lululemon.
Well, I learned today that Patrick
doesn't know Lululemon.
even though he was the brainchild for all this, that all he has to do is leave for a couple of weeks, and he'll forget everything
Pretty much.
and jack it all up
We didn't do a show since December, so it's been like 3 months.
and blame it on other people.
No, I blamed it on the computer, which is not
since November, and I'd never done it before ever. And I
He
just
literally
there
walked
and
in
sat
5
down.
minutes before the first show we ever produced and sat down and knocked it out.
I didn't, however.
Well, Chuck
do
is
all this,
asking,
like, extra
before you
video
go, what
stuff,
Democrat's going
'cause
to win
I'm not
Super
doing
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Bernie's going to win
So
Super
from now
Tuesday.
on, what I'll do is I'll shoot you the pre stuff. You send all the stuff here, and
You want to shoot pre
and then when we move, and then when you got the pre cum, You can send it to him.
See, you ruined it. You went and said it.
Yeah, you had to say
Sorry,
it.
Anymore.
sorry.
This is gross.
And then when we're sitting out there, you can sit here and run all the audio and the phone calls.
With your pre-stuff.
Yeah,
with your pre-stuff.
yeah,
Not
Pre-stuff.
pre-cum,
yeah.
Gross.
It's
So you can-
2020. Stop using words like that. It's
Sorry.
weird.
All right, fuck this. Out, Drew.
Thanks for stopping by. We'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the Radio Man Cave. I'm Mike Allen. See you next
week. Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.